All right, Kevin, I will make you host as soon as or co-host as soon as I can. We are live streaming and it is a gorgeous day.
Hey, Christina, your host again. You can make me co-host so I can let people in.
I'm going to make you co-host right now. Thank you for letting people in. Hi, everyone. Got to get comfortable here on my concrete. Janice, I get you from England. Yay. I hope you had a nice, soulful Sunday. You're ending your day, right?
Yeah.
It's nice that you're ending it.
Sunny, and I'm in the garden.
Nice.
In the garden.
Oh, yes, I know. I love it here. Hi, Pat. Nice to see you. Your hair looks so pretty today. All right. Francis. You know, I always notice hair because I was a hairdresser for 28 years, and you have fabulous curls, Francis. And so do you, Charlotte. You have lovely curls. You're muted.
And so do you.
Yes. Yes, mine are waves. They're not so much curls.
They're waves, yeah.
Yeah.
But so pretty. So pretty. Yeah. Francis, I love it. I hope you have a great hairdresser that specializes in curly hair. You're muted. I used to specialize in curly haircuts.
Oh, do you? So that's
I used to.
That's the tough part, finding anyone to do that. Yeah.
I know.
So
it was my favorite thing to do. Mm-hmm. When I stopped working, that was what I missed the most, cutting curly hair. Yeah. Yeah. So fun.
I have a little grandson who has that, so we keep on comparing our curls.
Sweet.
So I just want to say I have my joints always hurt, but now I'm told I need a total knee. I've already had knee and ankle surgery. So if there's any suggestions while we're doing this, I'm trying again. I just got some pads to put under my knees. So, I mean, I can't squat or do a lot of.
Right. No, you cannot.
Yeah. So if you see me.
But can you be on your knees like in tabletop?
I do. I need the replacement. So it's just, I did try a class with you, try again, because I was so uncomfortable about 2 days ago. And then that evening, I was not comfortable, but I also vacuumed the whole house and washed the floor. So we don't know.
I know you. I think a lot of us know your type. We know you. Okay. So Francis, I invite you that just because you can get on your knees and do tabletop and things like that, I invite you to consider not to. And to do what you can do. You can do cow poses, and this is for everybody who has a difficult time being on their knees for whatever reason. You can do cat cow seated, no problem. Have you seen me model that?
Yeah. Well, but again, I'm going to try, just so you know, if I'll see what I can do.
All right. I mean,
but I know, we'll see.
Okay. But thank you for letting me know. It's so nice to see everyone. I'm going to share my slides and then we'll talk more about safety when I come back from the slides. Okay. Stretch and de-stress. What an incredible class to start our week off, right? Today is Soulful Sunday, the beginning of a new week. The beginning here, we celebrate Memorial Day tomorrow for all of those who have served our country. So really a soulful, I like to think of this, especially with tomorrow, it's a soulful day, right? To be soulful in our in our practice on our mats and off the mat as well. And when we are coming onto our mats beginning, we will start in a pranayama, a breath technique, and we'll have an opportunity to maybe set an intention or a goal for this week, really ground us into this moment. So stretch and de-stress. It elongates our muscle fibers. It decreases. And when we do that, it decreases muscle tension. It decreases anxiety. It decreases stress. And it creates more mobility and flexibility in our bodies. So important for our bodies to do this. I am Christina. I am in Long Beach, California. It's, I think it's like 60 degrees. 60-ish, so beautiful morning. So I thought, oh, I'll pop outside. So I'm so happy to be out here. I love practicing outside. If you all can get a chance to, practice outside when you can, even if it's for 10 minutes, to come outside, put your bare feet on the soil, right? On the earth. There are electrons in our earth that literally love to absorb into our bodies, and they're so healing for our cells. So please spend as much time outside as you can, especially in the morning, like grounding yourself into the earth. It makes a big difference in your day. And this is my bio. I am a certified yoga, meditation, and spin instructor. I love to do all of those things. I love the genre of health and wellness. I'm all about it because I believe the healthier we are, not only in our bodies, but in our minds, the more fulfilled and content we are, and the more we are living our authentic, true selves. And I think that the world would be a much better place if everybody was tapped into that fulfilled, content, divine part of who they are. So that's why I do what I do. And I'm so happy to be doing it here on this Get Set Up platform with all of you. So thank you. At Get Set Up, we learn from each other. So ideally having your cameras on really does help you. It helps me get a pulse of the class and see, I give a lot of modifications, but maybe there's a modification that your body needs that I'm not giving. So it helps if I can see that. I'll look over and I can see. But if you need something that I'm not giving, you can put it in the chat box. And we have Kevin with us. Everybody wave hi, Kevin. Kevin is our Get Set Up TA today. He will be monitoring the chat. But if Kevin and I aren't seeing your chat in a timely manner, please unmute yourself and get my attention. It's fine. Your question could be what 2 or 3 other learners are also wondering, and we all learn from each other here. So I always encourage everybody to ask me for what they need, because I don't want you to feel disempowered. I want you to feel confident on your mat, and I want you to enjoy this time with us, right? We're all together. We came together on this virtual community on this amazing Get Set Up platform. And I want you to get every single benefit you can from this time. So please don't be shy and ask. We are live streaming. So everyone wave hi, live streamers. Hey, live streamers, next time, register for the class. Join us so you can ask questions and participate live with us. We'd love that. Get Set Up does not get paid to promote any specific products, even though we talk about things like yoga pads and yoga mats. So does anyone else have any questions, have any other injuries or surgeries or anything that I should know? The doctor said, don't do this. The doctor said, don't do that. We're going to start on our backs. Okay, we're good. I'm really grateful, Francis. Thank you so much for sharing that. And if no one else has anything, we will start on our mats in a comfortable seated position. Hi, Ellen. Nice to see you. Okay. So whatever that comfortable seated position looks like to you, right? If you want to sit on a pillow or a blanket, I have the waterfalls on. I know you can see them, but you can't hear them, but they're so soothing. All right. So sit on a pillow or in a blanket if that helps. If your knees are up here, put a pillow or a blanket here. And can everyone hear me okay? Thumbs up if you can. Okay, good. So from here, let's move the fleshy parts away from the sits bones. Your ankles can be crossed or they can be one in front of each other, whatever works for you. And press your palms on the thighs, kind of help ground, right? And then right away, we'll just sit up tall. Close the eyes and take 2 cleansing breaths in. So you breathe deeply in through the nose and then you exhale it out the mouth, like, just let it out. And once you've completed the second releasing breath, we'll begin seated with our eyes closed and our lips closed, if it's comfortable, and begin connecting to our Ujjayi breath, nostril breathing. And bring your awareness to the breath. How deep are you breathing in your body? And then see with each inhale if you can deepen it a little bit more. And while you're focusing on your breath, relax the facial muscles. Let them kind of melt, soften the brow line, release the lower jaw. Allow the shoulders to melt back and down. And see if you can deepen the breath a little bit more. Sometimes it helps if you count. So maybe count, inhale for the count of 5. And then exhale it out for the count of 6 or 7. Feel the body rise and fall with each breath cycle. And smile with gratitude for being on your mat on this beautiful, soulful Sunday. This is how you chose to begin the new week. Breathe in gratitude for those who have served our country. Breathe in gratitude for being of service, right? And then set an intention for this practice today on your mat, for this day, or for the whole week, so that we move mindfully with intention, a mindful intention for this practice or for our week. Begin to breathe that intention into your body. Breathe it all the way down. Our breath is life force energy. Breathing deeply heals our bodies from the inside out. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. Roll those shoulders up and back and down right here. Nice and slow and mindful. Keeping your eyes closed is great. If that's comfortable, reverse those circles. And then we sit up nice and tall, elongate that spine, bring the neck in line with the spine. Do a gentle tuck of the chin and slowly begin circles right here, drawing the body to the right, coming down through center and up through the left. Nice and slow. Try to keep both glutes on the mat. I know sometimes I say lift the glutes, it's fine, but today let's try to keep both glutes. Notice how what that does to your circles. It makes I have to do my circles smaller. So just notice. The next time you're upright, reverse your circles. And the next time you are upright, pause, taking your time, growing tall once you get here, feeling that space you create in your spine. And then draw those knees in, hug them in, rock side to side. And then carefully, let's come onto our backs. So we will be on our backs. The knees are bent. Tuck the shoulder blades under, tuck the chin, and then draw the knees in. Squeeze them in, rock side to side. Pause in stillness, draw the knees out, lift the feet, and come into your version of happy baby. So you can hold your calf, you can hold your ankle, your foot, or use your middle and index finger, wrap it around your big toe and rock side to side. Just listening to your body. What do you need to do? Maybe bend one knee, straighten the other. Just keep rocking side to side. Whatever feels good, just listen. Pause in stillness and then straddle out both the legs, getting a nice stretch, warming up those hamstrings, inner thighs. How are your hips feeling? Notice how the back feels pressed into the mat. And right here, before we do anything else, release the muscles in your face again. Release the lower jaw and allow the brow line to soften. And then release the shoulders. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, slowly draw those knees into the chest. Let the legs come down and bring the arms overhead and give yourself a nice big body stretch. Shimmy side to side here. And from here, we pause. Gently bend the knees one by one. Place the heels pretty close to the glutes, not touching the glutes, but close. Have the knees be hip distance apart. So you know what's great about this? And you can use your block right here and put it between your knees because we're going to go into bridge. So Francis, maybe in anybody with knee issues, maybe walk your feet out even more so that when we come up in the bridge, you're not putting stress on your patella, okay? So if you have a block, put it between your legs so when you come up, the knees don't splay in or out. Draw the arms down by the body, palms facing down by the glutes. Make sure your shoulders are tucked, your chin is tucked, and the small of your back is connected. I want you to ground all four corners of the feet and your palms into the mat. On your next inhale, you press them in and you lift your tailbone, your back up off the mat, coming into a bridge pose. Pause here for a moment. Feel the inner thighs working to hold that block in. Or if you don't have a block, feel the quads and inner thighs working to keep your knees from splaying in or out. Breathing deeply, inhale. And then on your exhale, tuck your tailbone and allow one vertebra at a time to come down. Nice and slow. We're going to work through a bridge sequence here. Once the tailbone touches, we inhale, slowly lift, coming up to a bridge, nice and slow. We exhale, tuck the tailbone, one vertebra at a time comes down. Once the tailbone touches, we inhale, lift up into a bridge pose. We exhale, one vertebra at a time down. Two more times. Inhale, lift the up. Okay, pause here for a moment. From here, so we inhaled, we're in our bridge pose. We exhale, if it's comfortable, lift the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, bring the fingertips up to the sky. And continue that exhale so you come all the way down. One vertebra at a time comes down. Inhale, lift yourself up. Exhale, draw the arms up and overhead. Oh, sorry, it's an inhale. We inhale, bring the arms up, and then we exhale, lower the arms, hollow the belly, one vertebra at a time. One more time with the arms. Inhale, come into your bridge pose. Exhale, arms overhead. Inhale, arms up, and then exhale, hollow the belly, lower down. Pause here. Remove the block. Keep your eyes closed. Slowly draw one knee into the chest and the other and pause in stillness. I want you to feel your hips. Feel each vertebra pressed into the lower back, into the lower back pressed into the mat. Gently rock side to side, gently. Pause in stillness. Squeeze those knees in nice and tight. Extend into a full body stretch once again. Stretching and de-stressing. From here, we will walk the feet to the right, and then we'll walk the hands to the right, creating a C shape in our body, giving our left side body, the left outer hip, the shoulder, a beautiful stretch. Close your eyes and breathe here. The deeper the breath, the more the lungs expand, right? Especially in that left side body. The lung expands, pressing out the rib cage, and then the rib cage gives your insides a nice massage. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. Slowly walk the feet and the hands back to center. Carefully bend into one knee and then the other and hug the knees in stillness, pressing the small of the back together, right? We're working on spinal flexibility, but we're doing so with such care and such respect. Hug your knees in like you're hugging the spine, right? Just hug them in and then slowly release them long, coming into a full body stretch again. Take a deep inhale, stretch, stretch, stretch. And on your exhale, begin to walk the feet to the left and then walk the hands to the right. Creating that C shape, getting a right side body stretch. Looking like a banana. Ironically, this pose is called Banasana. So again, you're breathing into the right side body, breathing deeply with the feet and the hands walked over to the left. It's all about the right side body stretch. Have your head be wherever it's comfortable for your neck. Release the muscles in your face. Soften the brow line, release the jaw, and then let your shoulders melt here. Isn't it amazing how much we hold in our facial muscles and don't even know it? See if you can deepen the breath just a little bit more. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Slowly walk the feet and the hands back. And then bend the knees, hug them into the chest, and pause in stillness. Squeezing those knees in, pressing the spine into the mat. And if it feels good, gently rock side to side. Pause here. Hold on to your knees. Straddle them out wide. Tuck your shoulders, tuck your chin. Small of the back is connected. And then we will begin drawing those knees out wide, drawing them down. and then bringing them in together and drawing them up, beginning opposite knee circles right here. So we're still working on now the lower lumbar, the lumbar spine, flexing it up and down. Can you feel it? Right? As you draw the knees in, you can feel that tailbone lifting. And then as we straddle those legs out, you can feel it dropping. Pay attention to all the dynamic movements happening here. Slow it down, maybe even just a little bit more. The next time your knees are in your chest, squeeze them in and then reverse the circles. How is this feeling on your hips? What does this feel like on your inner thighs when you straddle out the legs? Body awareness. One more full circle, and then the next time your knees are in, squeeze them in, pausing in stillness. And then bring the feet up. Press them into the sky, hold onto your calves or your ankles and straddle them out. Straddle them out wide, rock side to side. Pause in stillness. Let's point and flex the ankles here. Maybe roll the ankles one way. Roll them the other. Point and flex. Keeping the left leg straight, bend into the right knee, hug that right knee in, pause here, straighten out that, let that left leg straddle, but keep the right glute on the mat. Sometimes the right hip and glute want to lift. Keep it grounded. Keep the hips both grounded equally to the mat. This is for our inner thigh, the hip. Have a soft bend in that left knee. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, switch. Bend the left knee, straighten the right, but keep the soft bend in the right. Make sure both hips are equally on the mat. Breathing deeply. Take an inhale. Exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. And just do this at your own pace. A couple more times, each side nice and slow, allowing the elongation to happen. The next time your right leg is straightened, draw both knees in and hug them in. Squeeze them in. How do your hip flexors feel? Rock side to side. The more you rock over to one side, the more of a massage you get. So just kind of play around with that. And then when you're ready, roll over to one side, curled up into a tiny little ball, pressing the palm into the mat and draw yourself up. Okay, so we will come into tabletop. So if you need to have your knees on a pillow or a blanket or a mat, I literally have two mats out here. Upstairs, my bottom mat is even thicker. So we must protect our knees, right? So from here, we will stack our joints. We will have our wrist creases in line with the front of the mat, and we will rotate those inner elbows forward. The shoulders are above or behind the wrist creases. From here, we take an inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, and this can be done seated. Exhale, hollow the belly. Come into cat. Exhale, slowly come into your cow. And exhale, cat. Let's come back into tabletop, ground here, extend that right leg back, and then shift front and back right here. Pause in stillness, press between the thumb and the index finger, rotate those inner elbows, engage your core, lift that right leg, the toes are reaching towards the mat. Inhale, lengthen, stretch, engage that core. When you exhale, draw the right leg over to the left. When it gets to that stopping point, drop the toes down to the left. Inhale, find the length. Exhale, gaze over the left shoulder. Again, creating a right side body stretch. This time you can feel how does it feel different? Close your eyes. It's a right side body stretch. We just did one in Banasana, but now we're here in a tabletop position. How does it feel different? Keep pressing between the thumb and the index finger. Let's inhale, bring our gaze back to center, roll the shoulders back and down, find our length, lift that left leg, draw it back, and then we will extend it out to the right. Pausing here, shifting front and back. So listen, if your knee is bothering you, you can come into a seated straddle and rock front and back, right? From here, option to stay here, option to come onto your knee, onto your elbows. Can everybody see me? Depending on how that feels on your hips. And then if it feels good here, you can gently rock side to side. And if it's too much on your knee and you're seated, you can fold over. So again, working the inner thighs, working the hip muscles in a different way. Pause in stillness. If you're on the elbows, come back up. Press between the thumb and the index finger. Inner elbows reaching. And then inhale, lift that right leg, bring it back and drop it down. Lower yourself down into child's pose. Rock side to side. It's okay if the glutes don't meet. We're not going to be here too long. Roll the wrists if you need to. Always giving our wrist joints some love. Inhale, slowly draw yourself up. Stack your joints. Press between the thumb and the index finger. Inhale, come into your cow. Exhale, come into your cat. Inhale, slowly come into cat. Exhale, cat. And we meet in our tabletop. Extend that left leg back, shift front and back, core engagement. Pause in stillness here. Engage the core. Lift that left leg. On your exhale, begin to draw it over to the right. And when you get to that stopping point, plant the right toes down. Inhale to find your length. Move the shoulders away from your ears. Press between the thumb and the index finger. And exhale, gaze over that right shoulder. Keep the shoulders away from your ears. Close your eyes if it's comfortable. Breathe deeply. Try not to collapse in the shoulder blades, right? Keep the core engaged so you're not dumping down. Staying strong in the arms. It helps if you keep rotating the inner elbows forward. Inhale, slowly bring the gaze back to center. Exhale, lift the toes. Bring the leg back to center and then bring it all the way out to the left. Plant the leg. Pausing here, shifting front and back. Pausing here. If it's comfortable to come onto your elbows, make sure the elbows are underneath your shoulders and gently rock side to side. Pause in stillness, close the eyes and just breathe. Breathe into where you feel this. Breathe your intention in. Feel the body, the torso rise and fall with each breath cycle. Even here in this pose, be so mindful of your breath. On your next inhale, if you're on the elbows, come up. Press between the thumb and the index finger. Engage your core. Inhale, lift that left leg. Draw it back. Drop it down. And come into child's pose. Roll the wrists, sway side to side. And let's just hang out in child's pose, right? Nothing stretches and de-stresses better than a good old-fashioned child's pose. So if your glutes don't meet your heels, you can tuck a pillow or a blanket between your feet to support your glutes. Francis, if this is too much on your knees, come into whatever comfortable position works for your body. You can allow the elbows out wide to drop on the mat, or you can extend them long by your legs with the palms up by your feet. Tuck the chin. Allow your shoulders to melt. Feel the expansion in the rib cage. Feel the space being created between each vertebra. Release the muscles in your face. Soften the brow line. And release the lower jaw. Allow those shoulders to melt a little bit more. On your next inhale, draw the arms up and overhead into an active child's pose, pressing between the thumb and the index finger, rotating the inner arms towards the ears, but pushing the shoulders away from the ears. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, begin to shift the hips to the right. Draw them up through the right. Draw them down through center and then over to the left, beginning hip circles right here. Keep the eyes closed. And the next time your glutes are at your heels, pause and reverse the circles, moving mindfully, breathing deeply. And the next time your hips are down in front of you, see if you can slowly come down. Come onto the elbows. Have the elbows be right underneath your shoulders. Have the palms out, fingers spread wide. Okay, the shoulders are away from the ears. Your gaze is like down towards the corner of the wall. So you're not looking up and you're not looking down. Your neck is still in line with the spine. Sphinx pose. We're working on the mobility and flexibility of our spine. Relax the glutes. Allow the shoulders to melt back, but keep pressing the elbows and the palms into the mat. Breathing deeply here. If at any time this becomes too intense, please come out into a child's pose. That's where we will meet. See if you can roll the shoulders back and down a little bit more, giving a little bit more of a chest opener here. I know the shoulders kind of want to creep in. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, lower yourself down. Press put the palms right underneath the shoulders. Press yourself up and back into child's pose. Allow the elbows to drop or the arms to extend long by the feet, wherever your child's pose is the best for you after that pose. I want to take a few breath cycles here, allowing for that counter pose. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. On your next inhale, press your palms in, extend them overhead, press them in, and then slowly walk yourself up. Roll those shoulders back and down. And let's carefully come onto our backs, hugging those knees into the chest, squeezing them in nice and tight, rocking side to side when it feels good. All right, we will end the class today with a twist. So from here, we'll squeeze those knees in and then bring the arms, leaving the knees into the chest, bring the arms out to a T. We'll keep the core engaged. We'll engage those inner thighs on an inhale. And on an exhale, we lower the knees to the right. So the closer the knees are to that right arm, the more intense it is. So lower them as you need to. You can put a pillow, a blanket, or a block on between the knees if that feels better on your hips and knees. You can gaze over the left shoulder. You can extend that the left shoulder overhead with the palm facing up to create more of a length in the side body. Energetically, you can push the glutes towards the heels and then close your eyes and just breathe deeply here. Every inhale, you feel that expansion in your torso twist. Every exhale, you feel the navel getting closer into your spine. Breathing in your intention. Relaxing the shoulders, releasing the muscles in your face. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. Slowly bring the arms out to a T if you took it overhead. Bring your gaze back to center. Keep your eyes closed though. On your next inhale, you will engage the core and the inner thighs and draw those knees back to center. Hug them in stillness. Keep the knees into the chest, bring the arms out to a T, engage your core and inner thighs and slowly release the knees to the left. Adjust as you need to, lower the knees, put pillows and blankets between them, Gaze over the right hand, close the eyes. Option to extend the right arm overhead with the palm facing up to elongate the right side body a little bit more. Energetically push the glutes towards the heels and close your eyes and breathe deeply. Release the shoulders into the mat. And again, release the muscles in your face. Try to breathe a little deeper here. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. Keep the eyes closed. Bring the gaze back to center. Draw that right arm out to a T. Inhale, engage the core. Bring the knees into the chest. Hug them in stillness right here. Squeeze them in and then release the legs long, coming into your Savasana. So you can have the knees bent with the feet walked out mat distance and let the knees splay in to support your lower back. Your legs can be long with a pillow or a blanket under the knees. You can tuck yourself in. Bring your arms out wide, palms facing up. Tuck your shoulder blades, tuck your chin, and make sure wherever your feet are that your back is connected to the mat. Close your eyes, allow the shoulders to mount, and once again, release the muscles in the face, soften the brow line, and release the lower jaw. Feel the lower back pressed into the mat, feeling the back side of the body getting heavier into the mat with each exhale. Nothing more to do, just let go into your Shavasana for a few precious moments. Staying just as you are, begin to deepen the breath in the body. Roll the ankles and the wrists and wiggle your fingers and your toes. Draw one knee in at a time. Squeeze them in and then roll over to the most comfortable side. Curled up into a tiny little ball. Pressing that opposite palm into the mat. Drawing yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Prayer hands at heart center, breathing in your intention, grounding the intention into every cell of your being. To seal our practice together today, we'll take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. The divine light within me bows in honors to the divine, beautiful light within you. Namaste. We can come together for a communal namaste. And I would love to hear your experience. Namaste, my friends.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Francis, how are your knees?
Namaste.
You're muted still, Francis.
No, actually, whatever stretch or whatever we did today, was the best that my quads have felt. I've never in a long time been able to pull my knees into my chest. And for some reason, so, wow.
Good. I mean, some of you have been practicing regularly. Don't you notice your muscle fibers longer? It's amazing, right? Pam, thank you so much. Thank you. Anyone else want to share?
I just had a question.
Mhm.
Kind of personal, but I have a urinary tract infection. And as I was doing this, I was wondering, I mean, I'm already on an antibiotic. Is it making it worse? I mean, is it shooting it up to the kidneys while I'm, bringing my knees up?
How many?
Around, or it really doesn't make any difference. I think yoga is good for everything, but maybe I'm wrong.
So how many days are you into this?
It started yesterday, but I wound up with a shot, and I'm also on an oral antibiotic. But I mean, does it cause a reflux of the urine, or is it okay?
Well, how do you feel?
Well, I've already started my antibiotics. I'm feeling better.
Okay. All right. So just lay low today. Lay low. I think that getting things moving is good, and breathing, deep breathing, mindfully breathing is the best thing any of us can do for anything. So I don't think you did any harm today.
But like putting your knees into your chest and putting
Right,
your
right.
Does it make it worse, or it doesn't matter?
I've never read anything about that.
No, I'm
Okay.
talking to you unless she's having reflux. We're talking as a nephrologist here. No. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so I'm okay.
I never read anything about that. You can look it up, ask your doctor. But I do believe that breathing and moving to get everything out, releasing it. Because sometimes we get anxiety and then we hold on to things, right? And then infections kind of can hang out in that environment. They love that environment.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Everything. Yes, Shirley. Hi, Shirley.
I just want to say thank you. And I want to tell you that every time you ask me to unclench the muscles in my face, they were clenched. And I thought, oh my, do I need to walk around with you following me, reminding me every 10 seconds? That was wonderful.
Isn't it amazing? I know, it never ceases to amaze me like this. It never gets boring. It's just like mind boggling, right? Our bodies are just so fascinating.
I thank you for that.
Yeah. And then like everything we did, right? It was core, it was oblique, it was our side body, it was inner, right? We worked we lengthened a lot. And then like having your eyes closed, keeping your awareness internal and feeling, right? Because your inner thighs go into your pelvic floor, and then all your hip muscles, 20 of them, right? It's all so connected. We were doing so much work releasing those areas. Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, so good. I'm so glad. Thank you, Shirley. I will share my slides.
Christina, could you go, when
Yes.
you do child pose, should your toes be touching? And
Toes
your
touch. Toes touch. So, and then anything else is your call, right? So your legs can be, your thighs can be together and your body over, or your knees can be spread in the butt and your torso goes through between the thighs, depending on where you're at. Sometimes I feel claustrophobic. It's just my little thing sometimes, but when my belly's over my thighs, sometimes that feels too cramped up. So I have to open my knees. But sometimes after a pose like Sphinx Pose that we did for the lower back, sometimes I like my legs closed because it gives me a more of a counter arch for the back and stretching it out. So each time is your call, right? Whatever your body is needing in that moment. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Please share your experience with Liz at getsetup.io or on social media. Here are some related classes. My next classes are here. I am teaching 3 tomorrow on Memorial Day. I'm teaching vinyasa in the morning, and then cardio, and then yoga and meditation later in the day. So we'll end our day with yoga and meditation, which is amazing. So I hope you can join me for that. After this class, you receive notes, you receive other classes you might be interested in, and an opportunity to give me feedback. And I just have to say, you know, I know your time is precious, and I thank you so much for giving me your feedback. And if you have time to do so, please do, because it helps me be the best guide for you. And I want to be able to have your time here with me on this mat to be so fulfilling and for you to get the best and the most benefits possible. Get Set Up has created all these ways to invite friends and family. So you can do so on your desktop calendar. You can, when you register, you can copy the link and email it to them. And you can also send it to them on their mobile device. help@getsetup.io. You can email to if you would like to host an interest group. There's also a button now on our website that says, interested in hosting a group? And then you can click on that. If you would like to suggest a class that you don't see on the schedule, if for some reason you don't receive a recording of this, and if there's an organization that you believe aligns with the Get Set Up mission and vision of enhancing and improving the lives of older adults, please let us know. We want to build our partnership. So please, let us know that. Also, I want to say that I will be teaching, not this week, but the following week, I am starting to teach a low impact aerobics class. Did you see that? Yeah.
I registered already.
I'm so excited. Not that we don't do all of that also in cardio yoga, because cardio yoga, we build up our heart rates and have a little fun. But yeah, it's going to be a focused on low, just primary low impact aerobics. And I think that starts in a week or two. Yeah. So check out the schedule for that. And I want you all to be patient. With my schedule changes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I work at another platform. And a friend of mine, she's a yoga teacher, and her father's in hospice, and she's taking care of him. And her classes that she teaches are on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and I've been subbing for her classes. And when I can find a sub, then I will teach here on those outright. So I'm just kind of going back and forth right now. So I want to thank you for your patience. And, you know, I think my Tuesday will be set the following week, but my Thursday will kind of still be ebbing and flowing. But we do set it, right? Like for 2 weeks, and that's the block it will be. All right. I wanted to say that, and I want to thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
But, you know, we got to support our friends when they go through situations like that, right? We all need to be there for each other. So thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Janice, Leslie, Babette. I want you to really kind of breathe in your intention, right? Mindfully throughout the day when you're relaxing your facial muscles. Breathe in your intention. Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you. You're wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kevin, so much.
Wonder Woman.